for today, right?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday, and it's Monday now. So I'm glad to be talking to you, learning more about your project, what you're doing in general,
Yeah.
and just glad to talking to fellow STEAMians.
Yeah, me too. Likewise, I really enjoyed talking with you yesterday, and I knew from an interview you had with Meno, and so I kind of knew what kind of person you are. Listen to the interview, and when I talked yesterday, I kind of able to get to know you more, and I was happy. Yep.
That makes sense. So you're in Starbucks right now, right?
Yeah,
This decor looks a little bit different than what I'm used
yeah,
to.
yeah. You can see behind it. So it's basically, uh, I was in the roof, so that's why you see the roof.
Ah, okay.
So you can see the stuff there.
Is Starbucks quite prevalent in Japan, and that's where you are at right now? Right now?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think Japan have more Starbucks than any other country. I think something like that.
More than the US, I don't think. US is the highest
Maybe
density.
maybe the second, maybe the second.
Okay. That's
So I think
surprising.
yeah, but it's very close to my house. It's 5 minutes from my house,
Okay.
and there's like a small like a park, and there's like a big kind of pond. So I come almost every day here.
Uh-huh.
So to work. Yeah.
So Starbucks launched in Australia some time back, and they've launched and relaunched,
Yeah.
and it has never taken off in Australia for some reason. People here prefer their local cafes, and you can feel that in the culture. Like Starbucks is
Yeah.
quite corporate-y, if you will.
Yeah, but I think I'm not against the corporation because I see value because I'm using internet.
Hmm.
I come here for Wi-Fi and it's give me what I need. I'm happy to do. I'm happy to pay what I want to pay.
Right.
So any business, you have to look at things like what is giving you, what value that company is giving you,
Hmm.
and are you willing to pay for that? Google give you Google Map, Apple give you iPhone,
Right.
and you can keep complaining about it,
Yeah.
and or you can just see the good thing that company create value for human life. Okay, and that's how I see it. And people have against it. I'm maybe 2.5 years ago. I was complaining about Starbucks.
Yeah.
I was complaining about Apple, and I refused to go to Starbucks. I remember in London,
Uh-huh.
and I'll argue and I fight. Then I kind of think from the other angle and to see, okay, these companies are big because they are creating value for humans. They are giving something people need, and that's why they become big, right?
Uh,
Right. That's I don't know.
I,
That's how I
I I
see
don't
it.
completely agree with that, but the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah,
companies are amoral. They are profit churning machines. So
yeah,
to them, in my worldview, it doesn't matter if it creates value for humanity as such or not, as long as it is something that turns profit and people are buying it. Because so Starbucks is just one example. We can look at corporations across different verticals, and we will see
yeah,
different examples. So I kind of see what you're saying, but I don't completely agree with you on that.
yeah.
Um,
I think everything in life you can't completely agree.
yeah.
And as we evolve, and the next Starbucks will be more fair for people.
Hmm.
Next brand, okay?
Actually, I think
Evolve,
from what I heard,
evolve from
Starbucks pays their employees much better than some of the other corporations. So that's what I heard, and their programs for their employees, like education, otherwise, is quite good as well. So Starbucks
yeah,
is
and
certainly not the worst offender or anything like that. It's just like a
yeah,
usual
yeah,
corporation.
yeah. One thing I know about Starbucks is the first company to offer free Wi-Fi for customers.
Uh-huh.
First company, and Starbucks refuse to do franchise. So that means they want to maintain direct relationship with their customer,
Hmm.
and they do write the name of the customer on the cup to make feel customer, appreciated.
Right.
And there's so many good things and bad
They
things.
they do they do some little things that kind of stand out. I can agree with that. So
But I think
go ahead.
let's not make this interview about Starbucks.
Why not? That's what we should do. I think. Let's talk for hours straight about Starbucks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah,
so I do know that we had prepared some notes here, right?
yeah,
So I just wanted to know, like, who is Nathan? What's your background? We talked briefly about it in the last call, but if you can just catch us up, people who may be listening to this, like, what's your technical background? Are you a developer or an entrepreneur? What have you been doing in past?
But I can't really say one word, but I'm made of like if we think a recipe, ham and pineapple pizza. It has ham, it has pineapple, it has cheese and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm immigrant. That's my first advantage. And I went to UK when I was 18 with no money, and that's my biggest advantage. I'm very good at finance.
Mm-hmm.
I have studied mathematics, and I love solving problems mathematically. And I'm a very simple person. I'm an extreme minimalist.
Mm-hmm.
And I treat humans as human, and I don't see countries in this world. I see just one world. And I have one language, which is loving people. That's my language.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's pretty much. I mean, as you talk, and you probably understand, or people watching will understand about who I am more.
Yeah. So how is living in Japan, first of all?
Okay, so my partner is Japanese, and we got our new baby about 10 days ago.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you for my first son. We've been together 4 years. It's been a roller coaster relationship. However, everything with time is get better, and we got to know each other really well. And we have this bond between us, and we care about each other.
Mm-hmm.
And the relationship actually brought me to Japan, not the country. I actually like the country, but I'm here because of my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, actually, I tried to live here, and I was complaining a lot about the culture and everything. And I find it hard to adapt the culture.
So you've been here for 1 year, living here full time.
No, on and off, because I've been traveling to UK, then traveling to Indonesia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of on and off. And I love surfing, so I went to Bali and Hawaii. Then I came back in March this year, and I decided that happiness is come from inside, and I don't want to change Japan. I just want to change myself.
Mm-hmm.
And try to enjoy being myself, not to judge other people or the world around me. And then I started to love living in Japan, and I really enjoy now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I've been an immigrant as well for the past 10 or 12 years of my life. I lived in California for 8 or 9 years, and I've been living in Australia for 2 years. So I mean, it's not as drastic as moving to Japan, because people speak English here and in US as well. But I can see how that approach works better. That there are things that you're gonna like, and that there are things that you're not gonna like. So rather than trying to change things, maybe you focus on the things that work for you in any given culture. And even if you look back, like where you came from, you were born in Caribbean, is it?
I was born in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But were you brought up in Caribbean, is it?
No, I actually grew up in Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I moved to UK when I was 18. So.
But there was a Caribbean connection, or am I totally making it up?
Yeah, with my dad, and I went to Caribbean when I was 7 years old. That's it.
Okay, so the thing is, even if you look back the culture or the nation we were born in, brought up in, there are things that they're to like and not like as well, right? So if somebody came into that culture, I'm sure they will find things that they don't like at all. But if they keep at it, they'll find things that they'll like as well. So it's good with bad. I mean, no absolute in that sense.
Yeah, I think, as you said, if I keep at it, I'll start liking it more.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love the fact I want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation
Right.
and to challenge myself and to to learn my ability to cope with adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
And I have this philosophy in my life. I never want to settle in anywhere. I want to keep moving. And once I get comfortable with something, I want the next project. Or once I get so I like this adventure and trying to constantly challenge myself to improve
Mm-hmm.
me as a person and also to help others to make a difference in other people's life.
That's a good way of going about life. I can't
Thank you.
say I can't say I follow that to the T, but I can at least acknowledge that's a good way of going about life.
Thank you.
So
Everyone's
everyone's different, yes. So have you tried to learn Japanese at all, or do you speak a little bit of Japanese, like keywords or something like that?
I can get by. I can get by. I don't really spend time, but I can able to speak a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting any time to learn it. Uh, but I don't have no intention to learn either. But I think slowly I'll learn something. I just want to respect them because I'm living in their country.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to say konnichiwa. I want to be able to say hello. In
Right.
Starbucks, every single person who knows me, and I help them a lot, and they love me here, and I have a relationship, and I'm very good with people, and so
So you're not actively trying to learn Japanese. It's more of a like osmosis of you being in that environment. Things will permeate, and the things will get to you, and you'll take them as you go.
yeah, I think it's more about respect, right? So
Mm-hmm.
respect, I think I travel so many countries, and every country I go, I I appreciate the people who live there locally for many years
Mm-hmm.
and protect the environment. I'm like, thank you for letting me see your community and to welcome me, and I
Right.
want to treat them with the respect,
Mm-hmm.
and they treat me the same. People don't travel who don't respect other people still have this close mindset,
Right.
and I never seen anybody. I mean, there's a couple of people I come across, but most people are, if you smile and they smile back, and if you're
Mm-hmm.
kind, and they will be kind to you. And that's how I see the world. And yeah.
And cultures are fascinating to explore. Not I can't say that I've learned a lot about so many cultures or anything like that,
Yeah.
but just the dynamic of how society is arranged in just different geographical regions. It's kind of amazing to kind of see how the whole society works with different hierarchies and whatnot in different geographic regions. It's kind of amazing if you get a chance to go through that. And there are things you can learn, and then there are things that they can learn from each other, more or less.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So how tall are you? I've heard Japanese houses are not that big. Are you having some issues in that sense?
Yeah, I think I have. Yes, I'm about close to 6 feet, 5.9, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I have some issues, but we live in an apartment that's kind of big enough.
Uh,
But if I go to my partner's parents' house, I have problem, height.
yeah,
But I'm fine with that. It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal. Okay. All right. So when we last talked, you mentioned that in general you're quite enthusiastic about entrepreneurship, and that does come through the way you approach your post on STEEM and otherwise also. So, and you did mention that you watch. It's not necessarily prescribed to one or two presenters or content creator, but just asking in general, which people or podcasts do you appreciate in terms of entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really listen to podcasts, and I just find some content on YouTube, and I think if I had to give anything that impacted so much in my life, it has to be YouTube, and nothing else. Nothing else can come close to the influence that made me in my life to change me to become a man, or to learn something. YouTube was my university.
Can you give an example of something that you learned from YouTube that you would not have been able to otherwise, or it's just so easy to pick it up from there?
Okay, one thing is minimalism. I learned about minimalism. So minimalists who share their journey, how they transform their life, and and also traveling vlogs. I watch people traveled and to downsize, to explore the world and took some risk. And they share their personal story, and that was inspiring. And the most important thing is entrepreneurship. And I love listening to Jack Ma, Naval Ravikant, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg, Brian Heskey from Airbnb. And it's like, for me, watching them speak is like watching a movie for me. And I really understand how they think, how they see the world with optimism, and how they see opportunity to help people and to make a difference in other people's life. And they're actually doing things. They're not actually talking. They're doing something for the world. And if you look at Steve Jobs, he didn't even take money for himself. His salary was like $1. And now we have Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum. I don't think he doesn't care about money. He cares about decentralizing and giving power back to people. And I see myself as one of them. And I don't work for money. I work to give something to other people. And the money just follow from what I give, and money comes to me because I see money is energy. And if you keep giving your energy to other people, the money keep come to you because the money loves moving, like flowing. And if you lock the money in your bank, and you feel poor because you're locking it away, and money like to flow like water.
So
I don't know. That's
let's dig in that a little bit more, right? Yeah. So all of us have heard that the phrase that working for money is not the most rewarding thing, or money is not the most important thing. Why do you think some people are not able to realize that in the way they live their life? So I can tell you from my perspective, I work a job, so I can't really say money doesn't matter to me. So on one hand, I can't say money doesn't matter to me. I have bills to pay. I have family to take care of. So,
no, I think.
But let me just finish my thought though. So on one hand, I have that. On the other hand, I do see the fact that when you are able to actually work in a way that you're not quantifying each action you're taking in terms of whether it's going to be financially lucrative to me or not, I can see something shaping up in a way that is bigger than just the financial incentive. And I can see what you said, like the money follows the goals in the project, which have a story or a goal, which is driven by ideology, which is driven by like a bigger purpose. I can see that too. But help me bridge the gap. Like, how does one go from one hand to another hand? How does that happen?
Okay. So I think it's also the relationship that you have with money, the respect you have. So I'm in Starbucks sitting here for almost 5 hours now, and I spend about $1 water buying. I don't spend my money, and I don't remember last time I went to shopping mall, and if I see somebody begging or if I can give somebody money, I don't look how much I'm giving. But if I'm spending for myself, I'm like, why do I need it? Do I need a car? Do I need a house? Do I need this? I love my freedom, so I treat my money with very, very respectful way. And when you have this relationship with money know that you don't just throw it away. It's like, imagine you have a girlfriend, you're like, yeah, I can give it. Oh, you just go, you're shouting, you don't respect. And if you start respecting, and the girlfriend loves you back more, and I feel I had this relationship with money, I'm like, I love you, I want to keep you, but also I want to let you touch other people's life, in a way that we can. So I think you have to balance the relationship that you have. Is maybe spending habits. Being an extreme minimalist really helped me. I think I had a time.
So what's an example of being an extreme minimalist? Let me try to catch up and understand your world a little bit better. What does that look like? Give me an example.
So, okay, so if I go to a house, say it's my house and I'm living alone,
Mm-hmm.
I literally take every single furniture, everything outside the house. Then I'll take the item that I need that add value to my life.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I'll give to charity shop.
You have already done that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I've done that so many times. So when it comes to my phone, I delete most of my phone apps, every single day. If I don't use them, I delete them.
See that I can get behind, the digital distraction or the myth of multitasking. That just dissipates energy into so many different different directions. It's difficult to get anything done. Even in my day job, like I know when I have 10 tabs open, I know work is not being done. I know, like I'm getting WhatsApp ping here, Facebook notification there. And I can relate to the minimalistic thing or the philosophy on a digital front completely. Like I've turned most everything off. I've turned everything from active to passive. I've turned even the Gmail notification refresh off. I'm like, don't tell me who wants me or who needs me. When I have time, I'll go there and I'll think it of myself. Because these things encroach your time and your being. And that's why I ended up uninstalling Partiko initially. Because Partiko was giving so many notifications. I was like, this is too much for me.
Yeah, but you can turn it off. I turn all my notifications off. Only recently I started turning on the notification because I start giving you contact details.
Right.
Directly. Because if I can help somebody, I want to help. So but usually when I go to sleep, I turn my phone off and sleep. And when I wake up, I turn my phone back on. And sometimes I don't.
So where do you set your alarm then? Because I set my alarm in my cell phone.
Oh, I naturally wake up. I'm my own boss, so if I had to wake up, I don't care.
Isn't it? That's good for you, man. So
but it's a long journey to achieve this lifestyle. It wasn't easy, but I took some risk.
I think I have a taste of it on the digital front, and it tastes so much better than what I had previously. I don't want to go back to like multiple notifications pinging me and consuming my mental bandwidth. That's not a good place to be at. So for the physical minimalism, if I were to ask you, like if you were to pack everything that you have, how much space would it take? Like a minivan or like two suitcases?
No, I just have one backpack. That's it.
One backpack, like the carry-on backpack, airline size. Really?
25 kilos. And I went to STEAM Fest. I didn't even take my laptop, and I just took my phone. And I had 3 t-shirts and 1 trouser, 1 trainers, and 1 towel, and this yellow hat.
Yeah. This is your favorite hat, is it? You always have it on.
Yeah, I just have it on. I don't know. It suits me.
Your voice got cut out.
Yes, you want me to wear it, so
okay.
It suits me as well.
Man, that's impressive that you have everything down to like a backpack. That's extreme minimalism, I must say.
Yeah, but I think the most important thing in minimalism journey is the process. It's not, I'm still in the process of eliminating things.
Mm-hmm.
And when I eliminate things and people from my life, and I'm allowing new things to come into my life, new people to come in. So I met you today. I'm talking today. That means I had to eliminate some of the friends no longer adding value or nothing, bring anything to me. So especially I have to get rid of so many friends and family in order to live the life I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against them, but I just couldn't fit with them because the way they live or their philosophy is not matching with my philosophy, and they are sucking my energy. And I felt, thank you for everything, but I want to go and find myself and go and find my
calling.
Yeah, my calling or my tribes and people I feel that I can connect with. But yeah, getting rid of the people was the most challenging thing. Because, like my sister and my auntie and my best friends, and walking away from them and keeping the distance, and that was probably the hardest thing. But
Nathan, I can relate to that. Maybe I've not taken the active decision like you've done, but since I've been moving a lot as well, within California, I was born and brought up in India. So I was born there. I did my education there, then went to USA, moved within California, then moved back to India for a little bit, now to Australia. So although I've not made that active decision, like I didn't press a button mentally to say that I want to disassociate, but I've kind of gone through the similar journey in that sense. And it's important for a person to kind of have some blank time where you have opportunity to think about who you are. And what do you want to do in life? I think it's important to have that. When you are quite closely knit with your family and society, it feels good. And it certainly feels good. You have those social connections. But at times, that doesn't allow for you to isolate yourself and kind of see who you are as a person. What do you want to be?
Yeah, I think, exactly. I think. But I was so attached to my family, and I even when I went to UK, I was living with my auntie and my grandma. And when I started living alone, that's why I kind of able to talk to myself and listen to my own soul.
Right.
What do I want? What makes me happy? I remember my grandma used to buy an orange color T-shirt, and she knows that I don't like orange color just because she bought it and she want me to wear it.
Right.
And I will sit down and cry and say, what the fuck? I don't want this. Then I need to make her happy, so I need to wear the things I don't like. And I don't no longer do that. And sometimes my wife's parents did the same. I said, this is what I like, and if you don't like me, kick me out. But I'm not going to change for you. But I can respect. I can adapt a little bit, but I can't change something that really I can't change. Something that I can't change.
How do you think, wrapping up this topic, how do you think the minimalism thing will go with the kid now? Because kids have so much stuff that you need to take care of them, like material wise.
It's a challenge, but I think I love challenge. I'm excited.
So I have some bit more experience in that sense, 3+ years of experience. So I will be interested to hear how you're able to accomplish the minimalism still with the kid. That'll be really interesting to hear back from you in some time. All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on from this one. So let's get to the more of an interesting topic that is more contemporary. What is Project 77? What is Dtube Snap? What's going on here? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What do you want to do?
Okay. To be honest, everything was accident, and I got into STEEM 6 months ago, and I started my own project. It's called something like STEEM Angel. And
say that again. Your voice got cut off.
Yeah. So when I started my STEEM journey, after spending 1 month, I saw something with STEEM blockchain. I thought, people are blogging, or there's a project. Why we can't link those together, and maybe I can make a LinkedIn, and people can document their skills and their talent, so the project can hire them. And I started this project, and I stopped after 2 months, 1.5 months going all in. But then I kind of expanded to other projects like Steve Short, Dtube, and Musing, and I delegated most of the STEAM power to those projects and trying to see which projects that excite me. And because I come from YouTube background, so I know how much YouTube influenced my own life. And I'm like, okay, I see the potential of DLive and YouTube. Then I was so focused on DLive for time, and I tried to do so many things for them.
Right.
Then they left. Then I went all into YouTube. And I was creating content. I was sharing minimalism. I was sharing my journey. I'm sharing everything. I don't know. I was very spontaneous, but I remember one day I was walking. I didn't have a time to do I do daily videos, and I didn't have time. And I was in the bus stop waiting for my bus, and I'm like, I need to do this video. This is my daily habit. So I started the bus stop, did a 1 minute video, and I said, how do I call it? Microblogging or something? Okay, I said Dtube Snap. I said Dtube. And somehow it just people start loving it. Then I realized, I saw the people see this is something, a good idea. Then I kind of execute that. Then I went all in. And
when you say all in, you mean like from your financial investment perspective?
Yeah, financial investment, but more about energy. I think I'm a more fan of energy. You know, that if you can put all your energy into one thing, and you're more likely to succeed because giving everything you have. That means it just takes time, but if you give everything, and if you're passionate about what you do, something gonna click. You know, it's only take one person to meet me and say, Nathan, I love what you're doing. Let's do this together. Or I have something similar idea, work with me. I'm like, yeah, I like you. I want to work with you. I'm done. So this it takes only one person to come up and say, Nathan, I love what you're doing. You work for me, or I work for you. That's it.
But how do you link that to the Project 777?
Okay, so before I did the Dtube Snap initiative, I was delegating team power to people who actually part of my journey, you know, my 4-month journey. Then I was choosing, okay, how much team power can I delegate? You know, I was thinking, and I didn't want to like have 100 team power for some people, 500. I want a simple number, one number to delegate everybody, because I treat every human being as the same. And that moment, I was working by 7-Eleven in Japan. Okay, 7. It's a good number. I'm like, okay, I like 3 as well. Okay, let's say 777. Okay, and then I was like, okay, I want to choose 777, and I choose to delegate 777 team power for so many people who've been part of my journey. And
so 777 is the number of steam power that you delegate to your fellow Dtube people who you think are. Go ahead.
Not really. Not the Dtube people. The people who been part, who add value to my journey, commenting and encouraging.
I see. People who are engaged on STEAM in general. Could be in any way.
In my content.
In your content, okay.
Yeah, so I want to show that my appreciation, and I wanted to give something back for them.
Are you currently delegating that?
I think most of them I have removed because I'm focusing on Dtube, so it goes to Dtube, and so the fellow Dtubers who contribute in my project or Dtube ecosystem. So the 7 thing is a number, but I'm kind of trying to bring simplicity to it. And I have few ideas that I want to implement, but because I'm not founder of Dtube, but the founder Adrian or Ham in Danger, he likes me, and we had conversation. But if we had a chance to work together, then I can support Dtube, or I want to. Maybe I want to go in another way. Maybe I want to do my own thing.
But wait. Before we go there, let's understand the philosophy of what you're trying to do. I'll tell you what I see, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? So I understand the 777 number. You picked that from like happenstance more than anything else. To me, it seems like what you're trying to do is you're trying to build a hardcore, engaged crew of STEAMians who are as passionate about STEAM as you are, as much as they can be, as much as you can judge them. So just to make sure that you have a core group of people who kind of serve as ambassador to the outside world and people who come into STEAM. So 777 is just a number. It's kind of a gimmick in that sense. So correct me wherever I go off the rails. So I think what you've done is you said something like 77 project or 7 people or something like that. So you break it down in that sense of hierarchy, that number of people you want to support, but that's what you're trying to accomplish with the STEAM power you have invested in STEAM. So in a way, you want to appreciate the the money and the energy you put into STEAM system by making sure active, engaged people are appreciated and they don't just leave, not only just leave, but create content and create and show their presence in a way that exudes positivity and creates value for you and for blockchain as well. To me, it seems that's what you're trying to do, and you're doing that by delegation or upvoting or something like that. But actually, fill in the gaps, if you will.
Yeah. So I want people to win. Okay. I want other people to win. Like if they're on a journey, if they're working on a project, if they're building a Dapps, I want them to win.
So why do you want other people to win? Let me ask you that.
Then I win.
Exactly. That's I think is very important to understand here for all of us. Not so that's a very important idea. I think everybody should understand. We're kind of all in it together, as long as we're invested time and energy on this platform. So go on. Yes.
Yeah. So if I don't want to win and nobody's going to follow me, I want to win. I'm here to win, but long term. Okay? I'm building something slowly. But most important thing is to understand the people who supporting me or doing something, to understand on a one-to-one level why they're here and what their true intention and how I can help them, and to have this direct relationship. If Dtube fail, I still have the relationship with those people.
Right.
I can take them with me to any project. So I don't want any middleman. I want to have them direct relationship, a network of people who I truly understand, or I have a relationship. So if I have this bunch of people who are here for long term and they're passionate about what they do, not about what I do, but they do. Somebody like videography, or somebody like writing, somebody like managing tasks, somebody like analyzing, or somebody like programming, developing. If they know what they're good at and they are here for long term and they have integrity and they have good intention, and I want to connect with them.
Right.
And the more people we have, not more people, I think not the more number, but the more passionate people I have and how committed they are, if they can see 3 years from now on, 5 years from now on. That's what I want to know.
Right.
If I have those 10, 15 people, I'm off.
So
I can fly.
So now let's talk about the logistics. So 777, how do you break it down? Like you had a post where you said 77 projects, 7 people, something like that. So what are you doing in that sense?
Okay, so 7 Dapps.
I can go to your post if you send me the link.
No, I can explain to you. Don't worry, I can explain. 7 Dapps and 77 projects.
What is the difference between a DApp and a project in your worldview?
So DApp is something like Musing, or
maybe
Dtube, or something like Partiko. It's actually something big.
What's a project then?
Project is something small, a community building or something like a sharing.
Like a Helpy? Helpy is a project for you?
Yeah, Helpy is a project, or some community building in Venezuela, small project. But if it's something big, then it's Dapp, is creating more value. You have to think about in terms of value, how many people are using this platform or the project. How many people are benefiting from it. If there's more people benefiting from, for example, Partiko, I put it as a first because most people are loving Partiko. It's creating value for many people, makes easy and convenient for people. And I put it at the top. Right?
So let me ask you this, and this question came to me when I was trying to learn more about the project. Why not just support something like Helpy? They're trying to do similar things.
Yeah, so I definitely have less knowledge of what's going on STEEM blockchain, in the entire blockchain. There's so many projects, and I'm a little bit guilty of not to kind of knowing what other people are doing. But I don't want to get lost on finding what other people are, and I let people come to me. And I will be so good, they can't ignore me. So in a few months' time, people will reach out to me and say, Nathan, let's work together, or I want to explain what I do. So
I think even beyond that, the reason why you should do it is everybody comes from their own lived experience and their own worldview of a way of doing things. So we don't know which approach will work or which approach will work best. So, I mean, Helpy is a great thing. I truly appreciate that. I delegate them to a little bit. I vote witness for them. But I think anybody who's passionate, just like as the amount you are, I mean, go ahead.
That's what I'm doing, because with the Dapps, the 7 Dapps, I want to ask the founder of the Dapps to provide me a video link on YouTube to explain why they are doing this project, how much passionate about what they do, and what problem they are solving is as a demand for what they are building. And I want to hear from the founder.
Right.
And if somebody on project, because we have so many projects on STEEM blockchain, but there's no leader. The founder doesn't even believe what they are building. And how else you can ask other people to believe in what you don't believe yourself?
I've seen few people take Dapps on that they do believe in, and I've seen some that they don't. I'll talk about some that I've seen who do believe in. So I've talked to Mac Farhat. He's the Actifit main developer. I think Actifit is a great app. I've been using it. I use it on regular. It's a great idea. I think as soon as the price of Steam goes up, this has the potential of really booming up. But let's not get into that. Let me ask you this. Let's get back to the 777 again, because so I got that you want to support 7 Dapps, 77 projects, and what's the last one?
77 people.
77 people. Okay.
No, 777 people.
777 people. I think the 7 Dapps and 777 people is easily doable. But 77 communities, we'll see how that goes.
No, for me, just the guideline. It's just to make it, to build something on top of it.
Right.
So, and I don't like people creating posts about explaining about their project and they get upvoted. We don't need that. We can have a place where people go to one place, people can see, okay, there's this project and this is the founder. Okay, this is what, and they have chance to update about their project. But I want to put the founder to come and explain what they are doing. And so, for example, Dtube. So because people are hiding here, so many blockchain people are hiding. I don't know where they are. And they're running a project, but there's no communication lacking. There's no leadership. And everyone's complaining about net. And I didn't see many people take action. We have hundreds of witnesses, and the last blocks they produce is like a year ago. And, there's so many things wrong. But I see this as an opportunity for me to really change and give a full picture of our blockchain. Okay, these are the apps that they're building. These are the founders. These are the people who are passionate about what they do. They are committed. They've been here for 3 years. They're going to be here for the next 5 years to come. And I want to bring those people and the project together and to build some like LinkedIn or maybe angel investing. But the main thing, what I'm going to do is I want to bring those people in and the projects in, and I want to get their Twitter handle, and everyone have their Twitter. Then I will be stop creating content on blockchain. So I will be doing Twitter live streaming. And I will go to angel investors who spend time on Twitter, and I will tell them what I'm doing, and I'll bring the money to this LinkedIn or whatever I'm building, and then they can talk to the founder directly, and they can network and they can get the money they want.
So that is the next step for 777. So get those people, qualify those people, identify those people and projects and communities, then create a presentation layer, maybe on Twitter, maybe on LinkedIn, and present them in a manner that is easily digestible with some stats or something like that to investors. That's your bigger picture goal.
Yeah. So I want to make sure that there's a network. People know what other projects are doing. So, for example, say one person building a project, for example, Helpy, right? You mentioned Helpy. Imagine if I do same project as Helpy, and I did not know there's a Helpy exit. And so it's good to collaborate with them or trying to do something else rather than doing the same thing, right?
So it would be like a summation or cumulative presentation of all the good things from a 777 perspective to the outside world.
Yeah. The outside world, also in inner world, to allow networking and collaboration and hiring. So, for example, say Musing want to hire somebody to content creator or someone from India or somebody from community, or maybe they want a developer, they want a designer. So they can look into link 777 and look at the people those had that background, and they can get in touch with them directly, independently, or or I can come as a middle person to help them out to collaborate.
Cool. So I think I have a good sense of what Project 77 is now. 777. Thank you. Link 777.
It's like a LinkedIn,
so what's the number for Satan? Is that 666, or in some cultures there's a number for some religious number. Never mind. I don't know where I'm going with that. So we got the 777. You touched a little bit on Ned and Sting. Very quickly, what do you think about Ned in light of recent events we've seen?
I don't judge.
Say that again? Your voice got cut off.
No, I don't judge people. And I only judge myself. And I don't know Ned personally. And I don't know what's going on with his life. And I watched some of the interviews and I listened to him in STEAM Fest. I like him as a person. And I see he has some entrepreneur mindset, or he think, but he's growing. Young people need time to evolve and make mistakes, and they evolve, and they need criticism, they need support, and they will grow. And every leaders need, and everyone make mistake. We are all human beings.
So don't judge him as a person. No, that's not what we want to do. But judge him as a CEO of STEEM Incorporated. The main development branch for STEEM blockchain as of now. Do you still have confidence in that?
Yep.
Okay. I'll tell you, my confidence in Ned is like on 90% drop from what I've seen. I've seen people criticize him like all throughout. People who criticize Ned for the price of STEEM, I think that's unnecessary. He can't control the outside world, the externalities. That's not how it works. What he can control, from my perspective, is the delivery of the features and the improvement that he himself has committed, not what somebody else has asked him to do. And I think for one reason or another, he has been slipping on that. So my confidence is quite low on Ned right now. It's not necessarily that it's zero, or I have zero, or let's leave the blockchain and everything. Because you know what, tomorrow if the price goes up, everybody will be happy and everybody will forget what he said or didn't say, and he can hire more people to do it. But I gotta be realistic. So you sound like a very optimistic person. You sound like a very passionate person. I'm more of a realist from the way I would approach the world. And to me, Ned has been slipping a lot recently.
That means that gives other people opportunity. I can become the next Ned. So why people are complaining? That take your opportunity. You have a chance to play this match. You're not a substitute. You are a player. You are on the field playing, and you can score your own goal, and you can take the blockchain forward. You don't need Ned. You can create a STEAM Foundation. You can create your own thing. You can come together, collaborate with the business. You can make Hard Fork 21. You can do a lot of things without him.
So that I agree with that. So did you get a chance to listen to the state of STEAM?
Yeah, I joined in the last 20 minutes or so, but I think they are doing some amazing stuff. But obviously, I think my main point is that but we need to, of course, in a decentralized world, we have businesses and we have STEAM meeting and they have STEAM power. One thing we need to understand is everyone needs to take ownership of our blockchain.
Right.
And some people are really good at doing the project by themselves and to focusing on make some small changes by themselves with the project or with the initiative. And other people are really good at collaborating and networking and bringing people together and to make big changes. Okay. And I think over time, these things will get resolved, and the new people will come on and take our blockchain ownership. And I really want to push the businesses that we have on STEAM blockchain to really to behave like they are NED. They have more power from people are backing them because they are voting for them. So, for example, say I play for a football team and my captain wasn't playing really well, then I could be the next captain, right? If I could play well, I could be the next captain, right?
Well, I agree with the sentiment, and that's where the state of STEAM was quite reassuring in that sense. And whenever there's a crisis, there's an opportunity. So Ned has a lot of stake, no doubt about that. He has a lot of financial say in how things go. But that doesn't mean that we as a community cannot take this as a wake-up call and kind of stop leaning on Stink as much as we have, because presumably this is a decentralized protocol. So this may be one of those things that that kind of builds the, how sometimes one person goes through hard times, builds their character, and help them understand who they are. It may be one of those things for Steam. Like when Stink is not as active as they are, people can just, it's to use a crass language, it's more of a shit or get out the pot. So either you do it or get out of it. So that's a good filter. So one way, I mean, a lot of these cryptos in the world out there are speculation anyways. Steam has a lot of working products, and that so that we had to have things to criticize. A lot of these blockchains have nothing to show, so there is nothing to criticize. So Steam gets it from both hands in that sense. So I just go ahead.
Criticism is very important. I love criticism. I love people saying I'm wrong, I'm stupid, but I'm here to learn. And but with regard to NED, I think I see as an opportunity for other people to step up their game and to show what they can do and how they can build something Steam Inc. 2.0. We can build. If I was somebody in a higher position, I will build Steam Foundation.
Right. So here's the thing, Nathan. Like, did you see the proposal from Block Trades to get some of the work done for 250K?
I haven't, because that's what I'm saying, because I'm so focused.
So let me just catch you up with that. So Block Trades, he is a person, a group of people, it is a team. They offered to do some of the development work, I think RocksDB work, for 250K USD. And the thing is, if prices go up, that's nothing in terms of the daily reward that comes out. So people could, at least in theory, just associate that amount of funding to a post or pay out in one way or another, and have Blocktrade or somebody else work on the actual development work, and use this wake-up call for Stink not being the one thing to lean on, to kind of create alternative channels to be able to survive in the longer run. I think this is a good wake-up call.
Yeah. So who's the next NED? Who's the next NED?
Who's
here to put say I'm the next NED? Who? I can, but nobody can. Nobody can do. If somebody say I'm the next NED, I'm running this blockchain. Nobody can do that. But everyone can. So if somebody say I will take my hat off them. If they say I'm NED, I'm here to run this blockchain. I'm going to take this forward. I'm going to lead this blockchain. If fuck NED, I'm going to be the new NED. Somebody can say that, I take the hat off.
I think that's how.
We don't have leaders in our blockchain. blockchain. We just have followers.
That
Followers.
I think that's how Bitcoin survived, because they didn't have one person, Ned or anybody else. They had people for different expertise and foundation. So I think setting up a foundation for which has like funds for getting work done would be a very good thing to come out of this recent learning, if at all we can get to that place, at least in my view.
I'll probably do something with my 777 thing, and I have a plan to turn into a foundation. I might call it Dapps Foundation or something,
right?
To allow Dapps to, because what we need to do is, if we want to help our ecosystem to survive, we need to stop begging, and we need to create content based on demand, and not to just enter. So we need to build a Dapps. So it's like an Ethereum release ICO, and we need to allow project to tokenize their thing. I think Full-Time Gig is building paper chain or something,
right?
And it's going to allow, it's a protocol is allowed to allow any project to tokenize their something. So he said, I asked him on details about it, and he said that he's going to announce once everything's finished or implement. So I have a big hope for him to deliver something good. And I love block trades as well. But my part, I'm going to do what I'm doing, and I'm going to open up my door to see where I can collaborate, and to see maybe I'm not listening to other people, or I need to open up my networking as well. But as being a minimalist, it also doesn't really help. I want to focus on what I'm doing, and I can maybe on the side I can make small difference rather than trying to make a big difference. But if nobody else is willing to jump on to become a leader, then I will, I even offer Ned work for him for free for 2 years. The last post he posted, I said, I put a video on YouTube and I uploaded and I commented, and I said, I'll work for you free, because I'm not here to complain. I'm here to support you. If you want to hire me, you can hire me for free. I'll book my flight and come and work for STEEM meeting for free. Let's do this together. And I didn't see nobody said, I want to help you.
To be fair, a lot of people did pitch in with different things they can do. I've seen a lot of comments from different people, from you as well.
How much they can, how much, because you have to remember, in our blockchain, people have family, okay, and people have their own job, and you need to understand who is here to full-time, dedicated full-time. I'm here full-time, 5 months, I'm here full-time. How many witnesses we have, they are not full-time dedicated STEAMians.
That's a good point.
STEAM is their third job. And if we have part-time football players, we can't win football much. We need full-time football players playing football all the time.
Right.
And I want all the witnesses to especially the top 20 witnesses, to give everything they have to our blockchain to take forward, just to stop blaming that. And I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong, but this is how I.
They at least need to do more than just run the servers or whatever they do, which is mostly like a financial commitment more than anything else. There's technical expertise involved, yes, but in the longer run, and I've made similar posts in past and asked people, what do you want witnesses to do? What do you expect from a witness? And people have had left comments expecting more than just running the nodes. So this will be interesting to see how it develops. Okay, so trying to wrap up here. Since you live in Japan, is there like a crypto that is more popular in Japan that you see wherever you go, and something like that at all?
Actually, crypto is quite big in Japan, because Japan allowed this payment acceptance last year, I think. Then they had a government problems, and Japan became it's actually a cash society. People use cash, and but I don't really know any project, because Bitcoin Cash, Roger Ver, he's based in Japan.
Oh, he's in Japan, is he? I had no idea.
He's based in Japan, so he lives in Tokyo. But I don't know, because I'm not really connected with Japanese community or the system, or I'm more living the internet, so.
I see. That's all right. Not a big deal. So, if you don't mind sharing what other bags you're holding besides Steam, of course.
Yeah, EOS only. Yeah.
EOS and Steam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I will declare that I'm happy if I build my own project, and if Steam sucks, and I will move to EOS, no doubt. And I'll be frank, because if people need to step up their game, and they need to really do something for our blockchain. And if everyone's backing, everyone's doing the same thing, and Steam price go to zero, and we have to create demand for Steam. And in order to create a demand, we need to allow projects and dApps to flourish.
Right.
And we need to create content based on demand. And we need to stop the trending page and stop the bot upvotes and everything. And a lot of things to be done. But I have to make sure that I win no matter what, and the people with me win no matter what. And that's how, because I don't want to let people believe, and people supporting me, and they are dedicating their time and energy to what I do, and I don't want to let them down. So I will win. So I have to make sure that I'm here for people. Because they're here in the blockchain, that's why I make it our blockchain. But if they're not happy, I will take them any blockchain. If they're, that's my philosophy.
That's a good way of putting it. So like I said previously, I'm a realist. I'm not an optimist, but it's good to be around optimists. As a realist, it's practically more beneficial to be around optimistic people. So last thing before we can wrap it up, why do you not want people to leave comment under your post? What's going on there? Because I see you mention that quite a lot of time. And I was teasing you, leaving comments as well some time back. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah. So one reason is people are seeking attention from my content, and that's okay. But if they really want my attention, they need to help others. They need to help minors. They need to help feedback to other people in their journey. And also I have weakness of text responding comments. So I need my energy and time to support other people. I'm happy because I'm actually I think that the post that you saw last, probably my last post, probably forever. And I'm probably not going to create any content on Steam, but I will be creating comments. So I will be going out and see what other people are leaving comments, and talk to them directly and give them feedback, and trying to get to know them personally and to guide them one-to-one. I don't want a project, I will get them one-to-one because everyone's different. And I want to build a relationship and help them with their journey to understand and to help with their dreams or help with their project. And that's the main reason I don't want comment on my content, because this journey is not about me, it's about other people. And so why do you need to create content? I build the reputation that I want to build. So now it's time to go, because people know me now. So I don't need to create content anymore. And yeah,
So Nathan, what is one thing I can do to help in your overall goal?
So thanks. I think
your voice got cut off. Can you say it again?
Yeah, I think you're realistic, and I like people are different from me, and and people who see a different perspective. But at the moment, what I'm actually thinking, because 3-4 hours ago, I already talked to John about this, and Musing. And I told him that I had this Dtube Snap Cube initiative where people can ask questions on a video, on a Dtube video for our community. So they say, I don't understand Steam power, or they have a problem with their girlfriend, or they have some money to invest on Steam and they don't know when to spend, or when to maybe they have.
Let me interject. I've actually suggested that to Musing people as well, that you have to embed Dtube videos in Musing. There is no way, this is not the way to do it. You have to allow people to just live video vlog from Dtube or whatever other Steam app. Pick one or two if you will. But embed that. You don't need to host the video, just embed it. Embedding it easy. That's what you're getting at, right?
Yeah, basically. So you know how Musing works. So Musing use Steam blockchain, but
Mm-hmm.
all the answers you do, all the questions you do, it doesn't appear on the post. It appears on the comment section, and you have the option to say, do you want to share on the Steam blockchain or
Yes,
something, right?
yes.
And what they need to do, they need to build something for Dtube and Musing, and they can get this tag something with Dtube SnapQ, or then they can embed that. If somebody uses tag,
Mm-hmm.
then that automatically feature on Musing, and people answer the question on Musing. So
Right.
basically, they just migrate this content, the people who ask questions, to Musing, and that way they know it's coming from a human.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's coming from a genuine person. It's no copy and paste. And maybe the 777 people, I can give them to Musing to say, you can take them all.
Mm-hmm.
And they can create one question a week.
Right.
And that will really give, because you need to understand the fake environment around Musing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Copy and paste. And if we can validate some human verification to the users, and to say, oh, actually they have a Dtube profile, they're actually people. And so it says I'm asking question on Musing, and you answer it, and you keep answering my question. But if you have a Dtube profile, I can check your profile and to see who you are. And also, if you can ask in a video format, it's more genuine than in a text format, right?
I think it just makes sense. Like some people want to ask questions in text format. Some people want to ask in video. I would much rather ask a question in a video or audio format, because like you mentioned also, writing things out is not necessarily my favorite way of communicating per se. So I've asked that a few times already. Like they need to have a way to embed videos from Dtube. What you were talking about is like an auto pull for certain tags.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
That is ideal, but I'm just saying at a minimum, allow us to embed it at a minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, think about the one thing somebody like me can do to help about Project 777 or Link 777, and leave it in the comment when I post this video. One thing you want me to do, or people like me who are here, something specific.
Yeah, I think what I will do is I will reach out to you in a couple of weeks' time.
Mm-hmm.
And after I gather all the videos from people, and I can get some clear picture. I want to simplify this project, because now I have difficulties to explain to you what I'm doing. So I want to simplify, and the more people I explain, the more I understand my own project.
And that's why I'm asking you this question. Give me something specific I can do to help. Like, it's easy to say, oh, I love your project, I wish you best of luck, blah, blah, blah. But if I ask you, give me something specific I can do to help your project, that'll challenge you to come up with very tangible and like a thing that I can do to help your project, to come up with that, right?
Okay. Like, what are you passionate about? What are you good at? Just tell me, like, then I can. So it's like if you're a football player, if you say you're a goalkeeper, you're a defender, then I can put you in a position. But even though I talk to you, but I don't really know your skill set. I know your background, your character, but I don't know your skill.
So don't worry about my skill set. Just think of me as an average STEAMian who is engaged and who cares about STEAM. What can a person like that do to help you in your project 777? Because if you make it customized to me, it's just customized to me. You can tell that to me on IM, right? Anyhow, let's not spend too much time on that. So you can think about it and whatnot. So let's wrap this up. Do you have any question for me before we close this call?
No. Yeah. Thank you for everything. Thank you for giving me opportunity. We will continue to keep our relationship and help each other. And I'm sorry that I'm not spending time to get to know you. And hopefully, I'm going to make you a phone call maybe next week or 10 days or so. I want to find out about you.
See, right now, I think it's much more interesting to know about you, because you are the one who is putting yourself out there with so much passion for the blockchain. So even if in theory I'm more interesting person than you, that doesn't really matter right now. What matters is you're very passionate about this blockchain. So I think people need to hear about who you are. Why do you care about it? What do you want to accomplish? That's more of a shared synergy than I may be a best painter in the world right now, but that doesn't really matter. Like a commonality for the people out there. So it's all good. It's all good. I just you're sort of a mini celebrity on Steemit, so it's good for people to know you in that sense, and it's good for me to talk to you on a person to person. I've always felt quite intrigued by your post, like don't leave comment, and then I used to leave comment, and I'm going to leave comment. How can you tell me not to leave comment? This is blockchain. So I kind of was teasing you back then.
Yeah, one thing I want to say before we go, and in the last 6 months of my journey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, last 6 months in my journey, I have tried and failed 1,000 times. Different ideas, different initiatives, I tried and failed. And one of them is not leave comments. One of them is video clarity, video introduction. I failed. And that put me in a position. The next thing that I do, I'm more likely going to succeed because I failed so many times, and I know where not to fail. Because I'm in a constant journey. I don't try to make the same mistake again. And so that's the valuable lesson. If somebody's listening to this video, I made 1,000 mistakes in the 6 months because I put energy and time and my focus. And I wasn't afraid of making mistakes. I was only interested in learning and constantly learning and improving my work and my contribution to understand what I can do for others. And I'm still learning. I'm not going to fail. Yeah.
Let's end it right there. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Hey, talk to you soon, man. Bye for now.
Yeah. Bye. Have a nice day. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
See you.